Welcome to another episode of Positivity. Today I'm doing something a little bit different, but it speaks to my heart as a single Chassidish bucher, and I have my own journey. Maybe we'll discuss it later. But here you have two Chassidish women, Mrs. Hersh, Mrs. Landau, that are making for the first time, a Chassidish singles event that's going to be supervised by professional shadchanim and people involved on a professional level. And they so a while ago I already reached out and we spoke. We had a conversation about how it is, how difficult it is to be single, and how the options for a single Hasidic, a single that he has or that she has, whether it's reaching out to friends or what the process would be. And they noticed that there is a need, excuse me, for such a type of event. So I'm very excited to sit down and have this conversation because I think that it can be very meaningful to a lot of people. I think it can also be meaningful even to someone that's not single to understand the importance of having in mind our friends and to read a shidduch even though you're not a shadchan and even though you're not single yourself. But if you know someone that's single, go ahead and read a shidduch because there are many, many single people today's days. So I'll start with you, Mrs. Hersh. How did you get into this and why did you decide to even do such an event? How did you get passionate about setting up a singles?
Sure. First of all, thank you for coming and meeting with us because this is very important. So basically, I host many Friday night dinners, and I have a lot of people coming to my Sida. And when I look around, I see mostly singles.
Right.
And it just pains me. They keep coming back year after year, and the numbers keep growing, more and more people. There is an epidemic of people being lonely. Like now it's social media. Everybody is on apps. Everybody,
Yeah.
all the dating is on an app. So we got asked from so many singles. We need to find, where can I find people? Where can I meet people?
No.
But not only people, because if you come from a Chassidish background, it's very hard to mingle with any other. I feel like we are a unique breed, like Hungarian. We are, Geschmack.
Yeah.
We are Varam. And this is what is very hard for a Hasidish boy that is not the perfect cut from the Hasidish cutting to find his type. So now we sat down, and it took a year for us to perfect it and to make sure that this event is going to be a success. So yeah.
Okay, so let's get straight into it, and then we'll have a conversation about it. What's this event going to be about?
Okay, so Mimi and I spoke already I want to say like almost a year ago. We started talking about it. We were trying to figure out how to facilitate it because it's pretty complicated with all kinds of walks of life. We want to bring in a Chassidish crowd, an ex-Chassidish crowd / anything from a Chassidish background.
Right.
So the way we're going to basically work it is that we took out the restaurant RSVP. We're going to have a beautiful venue. We're going to be having food, drinks. Exactly how the program is going to go, we still have to figure that out.
Right.
The logistics of that. But basically, there's a link. You sign up for it. The idea is that men and women come together, get to know each other, and we're going to obviously have professionals on, there to help us, try to get it together. That's pretty much it.
Right. So ideally, somebody can come in. Obviously, if they are Chassidish and that they feel like their ideal way to do their shidduch is not anymore through a shadchan.
Correct.
They're either older or they've been divorced already, and they've been a little bit more exposed to the point where an average shadchan doesn't have on their list what they are looking for. They can come to this event. At this event, they're going to be greeted by professionals, so they're not going to come there and feel completely lost. Every person that walks in is going to be greeted. Somebody's going to say, "Hi, thanks for coming to this event. What's doing? Who are you? Maybe even potentially, what are you looking for?" Or somewhere where they can start a conversation with someone, and all in a comfortable manner. I think that it really sounds very, very beautiful. What is the reason that it didn't happen until now? Like,
Okay.
it sounds so simple, Why?
It's very complicated.
Okay.
It's very complicated.
So let's talk about
yeah.
the complications, because for the people asking the questions and they have all these questions in their mind, whether it's a single that's considering coming to this event or it's a family of a single and they're hearing this and they're questioning it and they're like, what's this event about? Like,
Okay.
so yeah.
So first and foremost, I find that in, like Mimi said, in the Chassidish world, first of all, this has never happened yet. There hasn't been a gathering for ex-Hasidim or people from Chassidish backgrounds. This happens every day, and this
Right.
has never happened yet. So we felt the need that there was a need for it.
Right.
So
I like
that's
that
first
you
and foremost.
expressed, and I want to stop you there for a second, that singles events happen almost every single week.
Correct.
But just not by the Chassidish
Correct.
people. Okay.
Correct.
Very nice.
So being that we felt that there was a need for that, and
Right.
we spoke about it. We got together. We were very excited, Mimi and I. Mimi is super passionate about it,
Right.
extra passionate. I was the one that mentioned it. I have single siblings. I have a lot of single people in my life. And I brought it up to Mimi, and Mimi's like, we must do this.
Right.
So we started, and we were extremely passionate about it. We worked on it. We did so many different things. We opened we had people send in the resumes and
Right.
all the information. And we started doing a vetting process, which is what we wanted to do initially, is make groups of people, age-wise, religious statuses. We have, in the Chassidish world, you have people that are just coming out of the system, people that are a little more religious, a little less religious, more modern, all that. So we were trying to kind of divide it.
Right.
And that's where we got very stuck, and it got very complicated.
Uh-huh.
So really, that's what threw us a little off.
Right.
We weren't getting enough applicants in, and we weren't able to divide it.
Uh-huh.
It was
Okay, so
way
what
too
happened
complicated.
now? So how is it
So what
divided
happened now? It kind of went onto the side burner a little bit.
Okay.
Mimi and I both have very busy lives. I
Right.
run a business. She runs a business. And it kind of just went on the side burner.
Yeah.
And then, Mimi, I'm going to let you.
It's fine. However, since we opened this bshowup.com, a lot of people sent us in their resumes, and every single day I kept getting emails. When is this event happening? When is this event happening? And I just said, you know what? I need to do this for the people. People are really counting on us, and we're going to make sure that each and every person that comes to this event, it's going to be our responsibility to get them a date. And let's hope.
Wow, that's beautiful. By the way, I love that point that you mentioned before, that it's not just about the event. It's about once you come in to the event or you sign up, you become part of this group,
It's
and
like
that
a
you're going to work.
It's going to be a social network. It's like
Right.
a community.
Right. And you're going to work to make sure that going forward,
Yeah.
that you can connect them one to another. I have another question in general, which is, you mentioned that today's days is a world of like social media. My question is, isn't that a benefit? Because of social media, doesn't that connect people? Do you find that it's just the opposite? It divides people?
People are tired of it. People post pictures of them looking a certain
Right.
way, and then they arrive and it's totally not the person. So people are frustrated, and it's all about, people really need,
Right.
with social media, we are connected digitally, but not emotionally. And
Right.
people are very lonely, especially now Hanukkah. It's not easy. Every
Right.
Yom Tov, it's not easy for our single friends, for our single family members. And if you can, just share with them this event, and they will really finally benefit and feel a part of something amazing. And our goal is
Right.
to find them all a match.
Right. Okay. So who is the perfect candidate for this event?
Okay, so really, there's no rules and regulations at this point. At this point, we want everyone from age 25 to age 40. That's really the criteria. The criteria are basically age 25 to 40. We want
Why
from
did you come
Heimish.
up with this age bracket?
Okay, so why did we come up with this age bracket? It's very simple. Under 25, they haven't been out there enough, I think.
Yep.
Above the age 25, they're already hitting the old age, which is not true, but obviously
Right.
that they're already,
The clock is ticking.
the clock is ticking. We had to choose an age bracket. That's
Right.
it. We had to be reasonable. We had to be, we don't want 20-year-olds and we don't want 60-year-olds in one room.
I feel like 25 to 40, they're starting to notice who they are as a person, and they're more they're more settled.
It's
I
the
find
prime.
25, yes.
It's prime.
Yeah.
So when you go out and date, you know,
Yeah.
you want to find the person that's good for you.
Right.
I think another thing we should mention is that hopefully we're also going to make more events, and it doesn't have to be strictly Chassidish events. It could be we'll do more, but right now this is our focus for this event, 25 to 40. The other criteria, this is for Haimish backgrounds only, like coming from Chassidish backgrounds, ideally speaking Yiddish. It's not a must. Again, you should be coming from a Haimish Chassidish background, and the reasoning being is that this has never existed.
Right.
I have siblings. My sister has been dating. She's gone to many dating events, and she always says like it's very hard for her to connect
Right.
because they're not coming from Chassidish backgrounds, and she's having a hard time connecting.
Yeah, I find that once a chused, always a chused.
Yes.
And so these Hasidim, and I speak to many of them, no matter where they are in Yiddishkeit, what I find is that they still want to marry somebody that's Hasidish.
Right.
They need somebody that can talk Yiddish. They need
Yes.
somebody that understands Yiddish.
Mhm.
They need that warm chicken soup, that Heimische,
Warmkeit.
the
It's a
Warmkeit, the
Warmkeit.
Hungarian feel.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So I definitely can relate to this because
Yes.
I've also been to a singles event, by the way, but I never connected to anyone over there.
That's
Like it's
right.
very nice. I can make friends, but
Yeah.
it's not somebody that I want to marry over there.
That's true.
So I think that this event is truly an impressive situation. In
Thank
terms
you.
of singles that can help out other singles, what should people know when it comes, if somebody's listening to this and they want to recommend it to a friend, how should they address these friends? How can an average person help a single, basically? That's what I'm asking.
Very simple. Sign up.
Sign up. Sign up.
Sign up and come.
And just know that it's not going to be like a party and we're here for strictly business and it's to get you a date. It's going to be a dating event.
Right.
You know, every person that
Yeah.
comes to this event will have a chance to speak to everybody in the event. It's not going to be if you're shy and you're reserved and you know when you go to a party, you have a hard time going over to a girl.
Right.
Here at this event, our job is going to be to make sure that everybody talks to everybody. So everybody will have a chance to get noticed,
Right.
and
Exactly.
it's gonna be an amazing event.
I'm super excited.
Okay,
I think it's
let's do this.
I think it's
We also have to
amazing.
mention it's a black tie event, so
Oh,
everyone's
yes.
going to be dressed up, right?
Right.
It's
In
going to be
suits,
suits,
and the
like a real
girls.
classic upscale event.
Mhm.
It's going to be a great time regardless. Whether you
Right.
find someone that night or not, it's going to be a great time.
Yes.
That's the
Right.
idea. We're coming out. We're getting a gorgeous, gorgeous venue. The place
Right.
is stunning. So if you
Right.
haven't been at RSVP, you want to be there regardless because RSVP is beautiful.
Right.
And they're giving drinks and food. So it's going to be a good time regardless.
Mhm.
And the plan is really like even to long-term relationship with them. Like we'll meet them, we'll get to know them. We
With the
opened an
singles.
Instagram page,
Yes.
so
Right.
we would love for whoever is interested to go follow. That also helps. You can see other singles who's on the Instagram. Always helpful. Like this, we have a place to
Right.
like for future,
Right,
just
right.
to have a space
Beautiful.
to
Connect.
a connection.
And I noticed there are many people that are not single and they're also helping out
Correct.
and
That's
being
right.
part
That's
of it.
right.
I think that's really incredible.
Yeah.
I feel like I have an understanding of the event, which sounds beautiful. Now I want to go back to what we discussed, what we started with, where you said that singles really struggle.
Yeah.
And I wanna talk about that because
Mhm.
nicht genug Menschen reden davon, because many singles struggle in silence, and people that are married, they might struggle with their relationship, but they don't know the struggle of an average single.
Mhm.
So let's talk about that. What do you see for an average single? What is the struggle? Because some people, especially people tell singles, yeah, dan leven toch perfect, you don't even want to get married.
Mhm.
What are you seeing? Obviously, you're seeing the signups coming in. Obviously, you heard back from a lot of singles that you're doing this event.
Yeah.
What are you seeing is the struggle for a single?
Especially from coming from Chassidish background,
Yeah.
they don't know how. They never. It's as a mingle event,
Right.
so they don't know how to approach.
Oh wow.
They don't know how to talk because like in the background, it's
Right.
So man verlässt sich, der Schatchen hat schon sagen, my mama hat schon reden für mich,
Right.
whatever. So when someone has to do alone the work, it's too
Wow.
hard.
So you're saying even though he can be 30, 35, or 40, but
Yeah.
he never learned how to approach a woman and how.
That's true.
And how are you fixing that?
So in our event, again, it's not going to be a party. It's going to be strictly shidchunim are going to be there, professionals, therapists, and that understand when what a shy girl needs, maybe, and we're gonna match them together, and we're going to make sure that the shy person and the extrovert will all be able to balance each other's, and everybody will be able to mingle in a professional way.
Right. And are you gonna give lessons as to how to approach like
so we are gonna have speakers. There's gonna be the
so guys aan
therapist,
a
yes.
drusha daar,
Not a
dat
drusha,
like
just-
a kleine gathering.
Yeah, gathering, whatever.
And he's going to say what?
He's gonna
or he
give
or
maybe
she?
pointers of what to do.
It's a very
how
good
to
idea.
say. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I like that idea. And it's so interesting because I'm guessing that this whole style that we're doing here is taka for this person that already went through etching getried mit Shatchonam,
Yeah.
and he noticed that this Shatchon doesn't have for him any option. Like
That's
it's
called and
Right.
they call and they wait and whatever, and friends try,
Right.
but again, it's a very small pool.
right.
And nothing.
Right.
So we need to do something different for the Hasidim, and try to do this in a very respectful for the Chassidish Olam,
Right.
and to make sure that this stays like in a mingling way, but in a professional
Right.
Shatchunim way.
Right. I think it's beautiful because, as I mentioned before, like what I found the difficulties being single myself, I noticed that it's like you either have the option of a shatchon, which is in many cases, I speak to shatchunim every single week because I like to help others also. So I'm constantly reading shidduch and whatever, but I get to speak to them, and I simply notice that they don't have anything on their list for me.
Right.
Like even I'm 27, they don't have like my age bracket, they don't have the style that I'm looking for, and even though like me come out completely in the box, a little bit more out there and successful in my own way, Baruch Hashem, but they don't have a shatchan on their list. Doesn't have what I'm looking for. So then when I consider taking matters into my own hands, it's like, okay, to go out there, it's very difficult. It's not only it's difficult, but like you said, where do you get the place where you can actually go and respectfully approach a girl, that's number one. And number two, an average girl or even an average boy doesn't always want to communicate directly with that with a girl. Like they want somebody in the middle. Like it's still a deal. I'm going out. And by the way, I'm just thinking now about it. So when two people do meet at this event, what's the next step?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to answer that, but I have other thoughts that I wanted to share as well.
Sure.
When they meet, first of all, we're going to be involved.
Okay.
As long as they want us involved, obviously. They can exchange their numbers. It really depends. Every person's different. You're going to have people that are going to want to do this on their own. They're going to be people that want to shatchan involved.
Right.
We have tour scan board. What's Gitti Torski and her husband. They're incredible. They can always be in touch with them.
Yeah.
We're going to be there. There's going to be plenty of options for them. That's for that. They can also, after the event, there's going to be a girl like, oh, I was interested in that guy and I didn't get to like really spend time, and she'll call me and we'll arrange it, and vice versa. You know, that could also happen. You know, I didn't really get to spend so much time with that person. Maybe I think I was interested. Like I didn't get to see enough. But more so that you mentioned before, I do want to mention that this is not only for singles that have never been married. Yeah. This is for divorced people. This is for people that have had kids already, have kids already. These are for singles that have never been married. It's for all things. You mentioned about singles that don't even know where to start, but I'm even talking about someone that got married at 18, 19, 20, was in a relationship for 10 years and then got out of it. They have no idea how to approach a guy or a woman or a man.
Right.
They had a shidduch done. They got married, got divorced 10 years
Right.
later. They have no idea how this
Even though they're
works.
open-minded
Even
and
though
they've
they're
been out there in
open-minded,
the world,
been there, everything,
but
they still don't know how to do it.
Right.
They've never been in a
right, they want a person
situation.
in this community, but they don't know how to approach a person in this
Correct.
community.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that, and also there just isn't availability for this. We
Right.
don't in the Chassidish world have such kind of things happening.
Right.
And I don't know if it's because we have so many different levels over here
Right.
and so many different,
Right.
things. But whatever it is, we're gonna try to,
Right.
bring it together.
Yeah, let's get into the difficult question. Why are so many Hasidic people divorced, and why is it only going up? And is it a good thing or a bad thing? Because some people will say, oh, es ist eine gute Sache, man geht sich, man is more open-minded, and people find their freedom, and man sagt Mazel Tov. And versus years ago, man geblieben zusammen on a marriage, and they ended up going for years, and it wasn't successful. Versus, and other people are claiming that it's a bad thing because divorces are on the rise. People are just getting married, not doing the right research, and then they are, and then they're getting divorced right away. So the divorce rate going up to them is a very red flag, is a sign that we're not that something is not being done correctly. So let's address that. What's happening in our community in general? Like, why are the Hasidim struggling when it comes to relationships, or do they have it more figured out and they're moving in the right direction?
So my opinion is because by us Hasidim, it's a verlust of our parents and the Shatchen.
Right.
And the reason why we chose 25 to 40 is I feel like most people know already who they are. So when a Shatchen gives you a girl that matches great with your family, but you are not connecting to that girl, and you have like a kids, and life goes on, and that's like once you hit a certain age and you find out who you are, you just find out that I have nothing in common with this person. So we have to do change. We have to change and start saying, who am I? What do I want? What do I need? And still stay Chassidish.
Right. And do you find that the Chassidish people that are divorced, do they really want to get married again?
Yes.
I know a lot of people have tremendous fear.
Yeah.
So they're like, when ik ben casting for 10 years, it didn't work out. They say like, was dafig is nog eenmaal.
No. So you know what? The people I speak to, I am second marriage. So people open up to me. I do scheitlich. So by scheitlich mache ich ewig.
Yep.
So they always say, like, you know what? Everybody at the end of the day wants a life partner.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important for us to be able to help.
Right.
Yeah.
And to give people access to it, because that's ultimately what it comes down to. I have an interesting question, because my podcast in general is focused on wellness, and it's a conversation that we started before. I have a very strong belief, for me personally, and maybe I'm just ignorant towards myself or hard on myself, but I personally believe that when I'm in a good headspace and ready and clear and confident with myself, shadichim opportunities come up. Shadchunim call me, or even meet in person or whatever, and just I'm in a good state of flow. And if I'm not in a good place or I'm not feeling well, I can go for months and months and months without even a shadchan calling.
Yeah.
So I notice that I am fully responsible in a sense for what's around me. So I want you to address this question of, how do people know if they're ready? Like, somebody watching this and he's like, should I go, he or she is like, should I go to this event? How do I know if I'm ready? Maybe I have some work to do on myself. Maybe I have to figure out my life. Like, you have what I'm saying? Like, how do you know that the average person that's walking into this event, that they're actually ready for dating and marriage?
So that's a very hard question, because you may or may not be ready, and you have to still do your hashtatas. You have to go out there. You have to put yourself out there. Someone like you're enough out there. You're a public figure. People hear about you, know about you, so you're getting more phone calls than a standard Chassidish woman, man that's been divorced, not been divorced. It doesn't matter. They're not out there. They're not getting phone calls after age 25, 26, 27. They're just not. I have a lot of siblings. I have a lot of people in my life that I know. They're not getting phone calls. If they don't put themselves out there physically, go to events or whatever, yes, no doubt about it. People's work is never done. Everyone has to work on themselves all the time. There's always constant work. But I'm talking to people that want to find a partner, want to think. You mentioned some people say 10 years. after you're single for a year or two, they're like, okay, time's up. You know what I mean? I
Right.
want to find someone. So
Right.
yes, when people get out of a
Yeah.
marriage for a year, they're like, okay, give me a break. Let me do some work. Let me think. But eventually, everyone wants to find someone.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with you. I definitely think every person has to do their work and do their thing. But most people, from the people that we're talking about, the age 25 to 40, they're not having the opportunity that people are reaching out to them. They
Right.
need to put themselves out there. And some people could do it, and some people just really can't.
Right.
So this is really setting them up to be able to get together, get out, people to meet each other, and hopefully we'll do our work from there. You know,
Right. Right. Right.
who knows?
I understand. Right.
Yeah.
And the main thing is not to take it as a pressure. Like, you know what? Instead of going out with friends to celebrate a birthday, someone else's milestone, think of yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to dress up nice.
Right.
I'm going to show up
Yeah.
solo or bring a friend.
Right.
And I'm going to see, I'm going to read the room and
Yeah,
see
because
what I
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm single myself, and I am in even now we know each other. Like, it's a challenge to go there. I'm gonna say it for myself. Like, it's a big challenge for me.
Yeah.
Even though I'm very comfortable with the place
Yeah.
because I work with them, I'm comfortable with all of you. Like, we spoke about this. It's still a challenge for me to show up at this event. I mean, like, it's what's gonna happen, the unknown, the fear of rejection, like who's gonna say yes. Let's say I do like someone over there, but they say no. It can be very, very discouraging. The other people that see me there, think about this, this 35-year-old who hasn't gone out of the house or hasn't gone to any event for many, many years. He comes there and he sees his best friend. So there is a lot of challenges up to this, but I will say that I do see that the rewards of such an event can be tremendous because I think you're going to have there a lot of people, 100, 150 people probably or more. And I think that potentially you can go out a few months later, you'll find yourself with, I don't know, hopefully 100 matches. But like and one of the things that you mentioned is also that even if you don't find a match over there, but if you connect with other singles that are, that are marriage minded, then they can also recommend you to their friends or somebody that wasn't by the event. And like you said, I think it's a great way of doing real hishtadlus. Like, and that's the main thing, because we sometimes put an hishtadlus in one place and Hashem gives us back from a different place. So by showing up there, you're definitely doing a great service. I also know that the event is almost full. I mean, right? Like you have all these applications from over the last few months that people registered. So this event is on and successful. It's a question of how many more people you're gonna be adding or allowing in until you say sorry, it's full. Wow, I think it's very, very powerful, and again, I'm excited to see where like Klal Yisrael, where us Hasidim are heading into, that we're actually taking care of this. And I think that it fills up the issue that I see with so many of my friends. But the question also that I have, we addressed it a little bit, but when you talk about Hasidim, there's a very wide range of types of Hasidim, of different. So is this event going to have all of these types so that every person can walk in there and find somebody potentially for them? Okay, I have another major question, which is that I feel like Chassidish men are potentially, okay, I can see why they're more out there. Even Litvish girls or more modern girls, they are encouraged. Litvish girls usually the what's it called, the breadwinner at home, so they learn to go out there and work, and they have to communicate also with men, so they feel a lot more comfortable. My question is, how are you getting out there Hasidish girls that are very, very known to be more quiet and famacht? How can you if a girl's listening to this, why should they come, and how can you assure that Hasidish girls will show up there?
Network.
That's it. I mean, I feel like, girls in general, I have a hard time, like, especially now with apps, and like going out on dates. And usually the pretty ones get more, or sometimes the pretty ones get more harassed, So here again, it's going to be a professional. So you are in good hands.
Right.
And there's not going to be no creeps. Like,
Right.
we girls, it's usually it's more different creeps.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Especially Hasidim, they don't know how to talk. They don't know how to,
Wow.
So it's really, we're going to make sure that everybody, all the girls are taken care of in a respectful manner.
Right.
And I think that this is going to be revolutionary.
Yeah, and also from what I understood before, you mentioned that you're gonna make sure that there's a healthy ratio at the party.
Yes.
Like you're gonna make sure that it's
it's a balance.
that's a balance, and if Medaf made more guys or more girls, then you're gonna make sure to either invite more girls and tell them that it's a good idea for them to show up.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to add that I think that what we're going to do is Mimi and I are going to network, and we're going to try to reach out to girls that we think that should be there. Obviously, we only know a certain amount of girls, but we'll also encourage the girls to bring another friend that they think that belongs there.
Also, are you meeting every person that's coming in person, or are you talking to them on the phone or something
We're
like that?
not going to meet them beforehand. It's not possible to do it that way.
Right.
We're hoping that
So what's the vetting process? Like you get the application, you get a picture of them. How are you deciding that it's the right thing? I registered a few weeks ago at the singles event that somebody sent to me.
Okay.
And they messaged me back that it's whatever, full or something. I don't think it was full. I think that they just know that I was Chassidish and the event was for more modern, whatever.
So originally that was
so
the
how
reason.
are you going through?
Right. So that was originally our plan to vet through. And to do it that way, and that's where we got stuck, and that's why it went on the side burner. So right now we're not vetting through anyone. We just, the criteria is the 25 to 40, Chassidish background, and we're going to just have everyone. So we're going to have all walks of life in the Chassidish crowd.
Can you just show up there, or you need to RSVP?
You have to RSVP.
Oh,
you have to RSVP.
So that's what I'm asking. So you are vetting
basic information.
Right. So
basic
you're vetting basic information.
Basic information. And other than that, everyone else is invited. I'm saying 25 to 40, you're invited. You should come, make the effort. And then future, we're gonna figure out a way to kind of maybe divide it a little more. We'll see how this goes, and we'll have to figure that out.
Right. I understand. Yeah. Wow. Incredible. Anything else we want to add?
I think we got it all.
I think we got it all. It's very nice. There's a social media account called BeShowUp, BESHOW.UP, right? Dot or underscore? Underscore up.
Yes.
UP. So over
it's like
there.
It's like a bashow.
BeShow up.
Show up.
So
basically, show up.
Right. And I saw the page already has 100 followers. So
at this time.
Yeah. So
under what is it, 24 hours or something like that?
Yeah. I'm gonna do now also Taka shout out.
Thank you.
And I'm super excited. So thank you everybody for listening, and thank you for showing up. Hopefully, showing up for yourself. 2025. It's the first day of the year, so it's a new thing. And really a huge thanks to both of you for doing this, putting in time and effort. I know you're working on this minimum for a year.
Yes.
So this is and probably years of planning and thinking about it. And it's beautiful because you're both married, and so it's not like you have like your own intentions involved. You're happily married, both of you, and you want to just help other singles. So it's a beautiful mitzvah, and I hope that it's and I believe it's going to be a huge success. And to the single out there that's listening to this and doubting if they should go, I want to tell you that it's an incredible thing if you do go and go out of your comfort zone, even if you show up for a few minutes. I think it just shows to Hashem, to the universe, God, that you're putting yourself out there and that you're ready.
And to yourself, like you owe it to yourself to show up and say, you know what, I need to do it for me.
Right.
Like we're so busy being nice and kind to others, to our friends and our sisters, but
right.
What are you doing for yourself?
Yeah.
Right.
So just do it for you, and I promise you will thank me later.
Right. Right. Especially if they find I
know they will.
I mentioned that. I truly think. Yeah, I truly think that you're gonna see tremendous success. Like in terms of, I think a lot of matches will be made. Definitely a lot of dates will happen, but
Sure.
I think also a lot of
We can't wait.
Yeah, both
We
me and
can't
Mimi are pretty confident that we're doing multiple shidduchim. There's no question about
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Have you done shadichem personally, or only
We've
set up
set up
people?
so
Set up.
many, but
Yeah.
this is really gonna this is gonna take off.
Yeah.
This is gonna be big.
Very
We're gonna
nice.
make a lot of shidduchim. We're gonna be busy every single night at the
That's
simchas.
And we're looking
It's
forward.
beautiful that you have such a passion for this. I've never met people that have, especially Chassidish people,
Yeah.
that have such a passion to help people out there.
No, it pains me. Like, you know, when you sit with your family Friday night, Shabbos Yom Tov, and there's a single that also wants a family. Like, why
Right.
doesn't he have his own family? Like,
Right.
I love them all when they're here. They're part of my family, but
Right.
everybody deserves to have their own life, especially when you hit 25.
Right.
And when you hit 25, and it's like, you know, time is passing us by,
Yeah.
and we're up to 2025 already. So New Year's resolution,
25
you owe
for
it to
25.
yourself. Show up, but show up, and we'll take care of you.
Amazing.
We also
Amazing.
know that marriage could be so beautiful.
Right.
We see it, we know it, and we want everyone else to have the opportunities that we have. So go for
Right.
it. There's something so beautiful about being able to have a companion
Yeah.
and to be happy and
Right.
build a family. There's nothing like it.
Yeah. Somebody said I like it's a good joke. Somebody said that marriage is not as good as the Bukhara make it, and not as bad as the Ingalat make it. So it's like, yeah. But anyway, I'm just I can speak for myself. Like, it's for me, it's not about I love my life, and I learned to be comfortable with myself, and I do have specific fears of getting married, and obviously certain days that I feel like I all I want to do is to get married. But I also think that I'm in a place in my life right now where that is the right thing to do. Like, for me personally, it's the right thing to do, to get married and build a future.
And I believe in manifesting. So I believe, like, let's
Yeah.
say if I want to be successful, my friends, I'm going to make sure that the people I surround myself with are successful people.
Right.
So if you want to get married, if you sit
Wow.
with Bukharim, that, you know,
Yeah.
you're not going to go places. But if you
Right.
want to get married, you show up to the event,
Right.
and you'll see the electricity is going to happen, is going to be
Yeah.
lit,
Right.
and stuff are going to start moving.
Right.
Because
the
that's
most
the only way you move in life.
right, and the most important part of manifestation is action.
That's
Right.
right.
So this is the best action that you can take.
That's it.
Okay, thank you, Klali Sul. Thank you, everybody, for listening
Thank
to
you.
this, and
Thank
thank you
you.
to Get the Eden that make a change in our world. Reminder to please like the episode, share it with a friend that can enjoy this, share it with a single friend, share it with a married friend that knows singles. This is truly something that that is going to help a lot of people, and that is very, very important. And to do something and try something new for the people that want to get married, and especially within our Chassidish community. I'm truly grateful to be like a part of this, like to bring this awareness, because I think that it's truly tremendous. And knowing and having a lot of friends, Taka, that are single and they don't have a way to find they don't have a way to find the shidduch. Like, the Shatchunim route is not for them, and they're not, let's call it, open-minded enough, or I would say pritzesdig enough to go out with random girls. I won't this. They do want it to be in a healthy, normale, kosher setting.
And they need help. They need help as if
Help and guidance, right?
Guidance.
Right. So this is absolutely beautiful. I think it's one of the. I feel confident in this, and I feel like it's one of the best and nicest things that I did to bring awareness to this. I can call it organization at this point.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank
so a
you.
reminder to leave a comment, share it with a friend, like and subscribe to the channel. Also want to mention my company, Weber Media. If you have a good product or a service that can benefit from being more out there on social media, Instagram or LinkedIn, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.